Hi everyone, I'm Michelle Kelly. Welcome to Be in the Change. I'm going to get started by reciting my inspiration. Our deepest fear is not that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people will not feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine as children do. We were born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. Marianne Williamson. I'd like to say welcome to everybody who's watching me for the first time, and welcome back, and thank you to everybody who's been following me and has been on this journey with me. When I started in 2019 stating I was breaking up with fear, I was breaking up with shame, and I was breaking up with guilt, followed by a weekly video every week for an entire year, which I'm going into year 3. I'm actually year 4. So anyway, I get confused with my time, you guys. Also, 2020 was to be kinder and more compassionate to myself and others. And 2021 was to break up with processed sugar, which I am still, you guys. I have a massive food addiction, and I'm working on that. I'm going to tell you guys about that this week. So, and then 2022 was to figure out how to put an income to what it is that I do and how to figure this all out. So thank you to everyone who's watching me. I want to show you, this is baby Michelle. She's the Cabbage Patch. And, you know, it's so funny. The reason why I have her with me today, because I wanted to tell you guys last week, I told you that I was going to go to my first Food Addicts Anonymous group before I did this video this week. So I was able to do that, and I've been there. I've been to like 3 or 4 meetings, and holy crap, do I belong there. So this food addiction is my first addiction that I ever had. And what has happened to me over the course of my life is I had a food addiction. I was a smoker. I had a drug and alcohol addiction. And basically what it was is I used to hate myself. And I am working on not doing that anymore. And I am learning how not to harm and hurt myself. And I didn't know how not to. And I had to learn how not to harm and hurt myself. And I was taught how to do it. And then after I was taught how to do it, I continued doing it, even though the people who taught me how to do it weren't around anymore. I continued that cycle because I didn't know how to get out of it, and I didn't know how to stop it. And a lot of times I don't even know what I'm doing when I'm in things. It's only after I'm able to step away and have some time to reflect back. And I've stayed busy my whole life to avoid things. I didn't know that I was until I wasn't. And it wasn't until I had this car accident 2.5 years ago that kind of, it forced me and it gave me permission not to keep doing what I was doing, which was harming and hurting myself for money. And it sucked, and I wasn't able to do it anymore. So what happened is, and I don't know if you guys have ever heard the expression, God does for us what we cannot do for ourselves. And I really do believe God removed me from my job because I couldn't do it. and I was already injured, and then I got more injured. And actually today, as I'm doing this video, I'm really depressed today, and I really don't feel good, and I'm still in my pajamas. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to show you guys where I am, because this is where I am. I've managed to get through my day, but I didn't get a shower yet, and I have depression, and I'm in it, and I couldn't even bring myself to go to country line dancing, which this is what I love, and I couldn't bring myself to do it. But what I could bring myself to do is to do this video. I was able to meet all my commitments that I do online, that I do on Zoom, which is a gift. And this is baby Michelle, and I want to tell you about her because, you know, when I was a kid, Cabbage Patch dolls were like the it thing. And I was probably a little bit on the older side, but they were so hard to get that I wanted one so bad. So I remember one time we had this store called Jamesway, and Jamesway used to have Midnight Madness. And what it was is you could go up to the store in the middle of the night, and they used to have these like blue light specials, red light specials, but they had this thing where you could put your name in this 26-gallon trash can, and if they picked your name, you could pick one of the 3 dolls that they had up on the counter to purchase. So I always wanted a red-haired doll with green eyes, which is so funny that I have green eyes. I didn't have red hair at the time, but I always loved the red-haired dolls with the green eyes. And I wanted one with a cute face, because some of them were really ugly. But anyway, they called our name. And I remember screaming at the top of my lungs like I won the lottery. And before we went up in the middle of the night, my dad said, "You're never going to get one." And they called our name, and they had a red-haired doll with green eyes and a cute face. And I was able to get it. And it was just, that was a really nice memory. But years later, you know, I forgot about it, didn't really care about it. But anyway, I've been working on not harming and hurting myself anymore. And I need visuals, and I need props. And so now this is baby Michelle, and I bring her for car rides. And every time I want to harm or hurt myself, I think of, would I ever do this to a baby? And I wouldn't. So why am I okay with doing it to myself, which I'm not? So part of my process has been, I have been being deprogrammed, and I couldn't get reprogrammed until I got deprogrammed. And part of my deprogramming is I had to unlearn a lot of things that were taught to me because they weren't right. And so I've gone back to rescue myself, to rescue baby Michelle. And I'm really proud of the work that I'm doing. And the kind of work that I'm doing is, it doesn't look like work to the outside world, but it's the hardest work I've ever done. And not a lot of people have been able to do the kind of work that I'm doing, which is showing up for my own life and rescuing myself and not waiting for other people to do it. And today my leg is burning. It's the 3rd day of my leg burning. And I have to take pain medicine when this happens, and it kicks my ass. It makes me tired. And but the pain is worse, and it makes me depressed. And I hate when I get like this, and I don't like people seeing me when I'm like this. But this is me. And I'm rescuing myself. And this is baby Michelle. And I was able to go back and rescue her and me. And I'm working on this food addiction thing. And it is the hardest work I've ever done in my whole life. So I want to say thank you to everybody who's watching, who's continuing to watch. And stay safe, stay stay tuned. This is your sign signing off. I'm doing the best that I can today, and I know so is everybody else. See you guys next week.